Hey guys, Alex, Bay Cities Construction. Hey, we're at the Schluter booth with our new friend. Robin's gonna walk us through their system and why it is that it's preferable, or the advantages over hot mop, traditional hot mop and float, right?
So what we went ahead and we installed a shower tray, okay, which has the pitch already built into it, a pre-made corner bench,
okay,
made out of our foam, foam curdy board. We build the structural portion, then we have to make sure that we're doing all the moisture management by any seam that's created. That's where we're going to use our banding material and our corners and all that to make sure that this thing is going to be a waterproof and vapor tight indoor.
The thin set that she's using, is it a special modified mortar?
So this is actually our all set. It is a modified, but it is designed to work with impervious membrane. So again, that's why with our products, you know, the unmodified and modified always comes up in conversation. Unmodified thin sets react well with just the water being its primary reason that things cure. Where a modified has air that needs to get to it to dry. So again, we don't want to incorporate something that you might not be able to get air to it when it's impervious, waterproof, vapor tight, and then dense tile over the top of that. It's not saying there's anything bad about the thin set, it's just not designed for that environment. So the curdy board is very unique because it's basically your substrate, your waterproofer, and your vapor manager all in one.
Okay.
Things that aren't necessarily plumb and square, we can still correct that by using thin set to wet shim if we need to plumb something up or build something out.
So you've got your setup. She's patching up the screws and the washer.
Yes.
So that you'll come back with the fabric and the thin set and use that as a patch.
Yeah, so we use the banding material, and we just any penetration, anything that's vulnerable, we're going to either make a patch or we're going to band it. We're going to make sure that there's no way moisture in either water or vapor is going to get through this and back to the structure.
Okay, so I see the inset for a niche that's prefabricated, and then they basically cut flush around the curdy board to have a butt joint, right?
We do make a very nice shelf that, you know, matches a lot of our finishes and profiles that you could utilize, and it's designed, the shelves and even the niche, to go into the grout joint. So now we're not cutting tile around things, which is
that's
pretty
way
nice.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's way cool.
The trays are designed to, you know, they have the pitch, the slope, 1/4 inch preferred 2% built into them. Okay. Again, we're doing this entrance location with a linear drain because that's the best way we can achieve this curbless application. You have to gain depth somehow,
right,
in order to achieve that. So the trays are a great convenience. Again, they're made out of foam, membrane's pre-attached. Of course, we're going to band everything up like she's doing now to make sure it's managed properly for moisture. And at that point, we now have slope pretty much perfect.
In California, the subfloors, many times you'll find like a 1x6 diagonal nailer, right?
Yeah.
Maybe an old pine or something like that. And a lot of times that's spongy. Do you recommend removing that and putting in new plywood? What is the best practices for dealing with that?
We always say whatever
segment?
code says, follow that, but again, it has to be structurally sound before you do anything on top of it.
Any issues with the subfloor, you would definitely want to deal with before you install this.
Yes, sir.
The gains is to get you your drop to the drain and to be able to save the time of doing the hot mop process and then later the mortar bed drying, right?
Correct. Now, if you want to still float mud, that is just fine for that mortar bed. We make a foam channel body support, it's called, that supports the drain, but also allows you to have a point to screed off, which is pretty ingenious. You can immediately start setting tile.
Interesting.
So everything has a schedule, and I'm sure they, you know, want to make sure that it's done to the schedule. So I don't know what all inspectors, you know, require, but if you need any information, any testing, any documentation, we have that at Schluter can provide that.
Interesting. When we do a traditional mortar lath, when we install the lath, we have to have the lath nailing inspected.
So basically, you have the curdy board in this case. That's the substrate.
Yeah.
It's fastened to the stud cavity, and at that point, they would, if there's a required, you know, inspection for maybe the schedule of fasteners.
Yes.
That would be
So as far as what we could get done to get inspected, we could do the shower pan. We could put up the boards, and then have the nailing inspected, and then the next day finish patching the washer and then install tile.
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
Got it. All right. That's pretty interesting.
Our Curdy board, a 4x8 sheet panel, weighs 3 pounds.
That's pretty light.
So equate that to other backer boards and even drag and mud, and you achieve efficiency, and that's what we're doing here, as well as a functional shower before it sees the tile.
And what is the life expectancy of that system?
Well, we warranty with the proper thin sets with our products.
Yes.
10 years, all inclusive. If you use our thin set, we can offer a lifetime warranty to the end user. That's not holding anybody else. I mean, of course, you would probably get the call.
Sure.
But again, we just don't have issues with the product. What we do is we educate all over, and we bring that to folks. So we lessen that as much as we can by providing education, workshops, training, on site, all those things.
Okay.
Our primary job is to educate.
That's cool. That's cool. You have a very nice line of linear drains, and I'm sure Wendy, our designer here, would love to get some of those drains in some of the jobs. Talking about a linear drain installation, because that normally is very challenging in the sense that you have to make substantial adaptations to the subfloor to get the drops, right? So by installing this material on the base on both sides of the curb or both sides of the drain, you'll get enough displacement in height, right, to get the slopes that are required.
Our drains are low profile on purpose. They're stainless steel. There's a lot of great drains out there. Sometimes it's a little difficult to figure out how we're going to waterproof to that. Our linear drains have the Curdy membrane already attached to the flange. Makes it easy to flap that out with thin set, make those appropriate waterproof and vapor tight connections. Again, it takes a lot of the, sometimes struggles out that are out there, make it easier to
Really
do that.
cool.
Okay.
What do you think, Wendy?
Do any of them have built-in hair catchers? Because we get asked for that a lot.
We do. Here's the thing. Yeah, people still have to maintain their drain. So again, we just, take the grate out, occasionally clean it. If it gets filled up, yes, you can pull out that little hair trap and
You have these 4 sizes, and then what if someone needs a custom size? You have to customize that.
So you can do things to manipulate them as well. You cut the flange off maybe you want to turn it horizontal. I mean, of course, the framing would have to be appropriate, but there's things. The beauty of the foam is that you can go ahead and just cut it however you need it with the actual, like a utility knife or something. And then if we're going to bond things together, of course, if we create a seam or something where we're going to go ahead and band that and make sure it's moisture managed. The nice thing about these are already waterproof and vapor tight. When we put it into the wall, we're going to make sure that seam is, banded or protected, because that's the vulnerable point.
And you've obviously made them the correct size to fit in between most studs.
Yes, and they will split a stud perfectly, and then, structurally, and then we're going to use the screw and washer attachment again.
And then we have different benches that we can use here, different size corner benches.
Correct. Yeah, there's pre-made, or you can use our 2-inch Curdy board, which is a structural board, and make your own benches or pony walls or things like that. Basically, things that are typically made out of lumber. Aside from a bearing wall or point, you can do it with the foam board.
Well, hey, Robin, thanks for walking us through that. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Very informative, and I think you've opened up my mind to the possibility of using it. So, thanks so much for the.
Appreciate you, and we've got many representatives around the country, especially where you're all at.
Yep.
We're happy to help out in any way we can. We still can run a trowel pretty well most of us.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day. We are still here at the Schluter, and Wendy is still trying to convince me to use this product. So Wendy, walk me through it. What do you want to use? What do you want to talk about here with the drains?
So Robin made some interesting comments that you can use a linear drain with their system by adjusting the slope on the
the
shower
base,
pan.
so the deck of the pan.
And we get asked for this a lot. People are like, can I use the linear drain because it's cool looking? And so they have a lot of different choices that you can have here. I like that Robin said that you can also remove this and get the hair out of there. It has a hair trap inside, because that's another thing people constantly ask about.
We were talking earlier about like aging in place, and there's some people every once in a while they ask us for a curbless. And a curbless is one of the hardest things to do because of the slopes, right? So if we were to do a curbless, we would use the decking material, that foam, on both sides so that we can get the correct slope into the linear drain, right?
Yes, because especially in smaller bathrooms, you don't have enough distance between the wall and where the shower drain is to get enough slope for it to drain.
We would use this stuff on both sides of the drain, right, that has the taper. We would basically create the waterproofing on the inside and the outside, and then we'll meet the code in California.
And then they also have these interesting shelves that when you do the taller shower niche, shampoo niche, you can use these in between to create like a soap tray where you can keep your soap and all the liquid will drain out so you don't have, mushy soap at the end.
This is really cool because this is normally the problem where you get issues with the grout getting moldy or even the grout deteriorating because it's constantly wet and soaked in. So to wedge this in between the grout lines, it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Yes, and it comes in all the different finishes, so it matches your fixtures, it matches the Schluter Jolly trim that's on the edge of your tile.
I'm getting a little bit converted. I mean, you're making the case because when you use this, historically we've either put a piece of stone or we've actually wrapped it on both sides with tile.
Right.
But you lose a lot of the niche inside space. I think this is a really cool option. I really do. I think it solves a lot of problems. Let's go over here behind you and check out the heated floors. So what you're looking at is the floor system with a heater,
Smart thermostat.
It's got the smart thermostat over there.
And we did do this in one of our houses that we did up in Palos Verdes Estates.
Pretty
You can
cool.
put it on a timer, so if you're going to get up at 7 in the morning, you can turn it on a timer.
Historically, this has been a very scary thing for us to install because the other heating elements were very thin. This is a much thicker wire. And see how it's recessed in between the diodes in here? If you're not careful with that thinner wire, the insulation is real thin, and you'd nick it, and it would cause a grounding deal, right? And then it wouldn't work. But this stuff looks like it's got a very good insulating coating over it, and it doesn't stick out of the floor. It's recessed into the substrate. This is pretty cool.
And then you can put any tile on top of it. You can put your wood look tile, your porcelain tile, any type of tile on top of that, and no one even knows it's under there.
I like it. We're wrapping it up here at the Schluter. Give us your feedback. You like our comments? You think Wendy convinced me to use Schluter or not? I'd be curious to see.
Call us and we can design your bathroom and we can do this Schluter system with heated floors. So this is GE Cafe, and we've been talking a lot about how people are using the brass or the gold in their homes, and this line lets you change out whichever types of handles you want and incorporate the gold. They're doing white now, but they also do this in stainless. And what's cool about this oven is that for those of us who are a little shorter, you can use this as your top oven. Doors articulate to the side.
If you have a pot in your hand and there's two doors, how do you open it and close it?
Exactly.
It's magical. So that's kind of cool. They're hinged together.
This is very popular if you watch Rachel Ray. She doesn't use a regular refrigerator. She uses refrigerator drawers. It's a great option for getting extra refrigeration in another area of the kitchen.
I think it's also cool for kids for their snacks. The lower ones, right?
Definitely.
Like, this is a nice finish. It looks like good quality. The wrap, the cladding.
And then they have coordinating finishes for the faucets as well that
From
go with all
Kohler.
the handles.
I think of this faucet as like something you'd have as the auxiliary sink in an island. Like that seems like a cool little setup. So guys, we're over here on the other side of the booth, and same refrigerator, just different finishes, and we're here with our new friend,
Dave McCalpin.
So Dave's going to walk us through the features of the fridge.
So this is the latest addition to our very successful 4-door configuration that we launched a couple years ago. And what it does is it addresses the consumer who really wants the cleaner aesthetic. So what we've done is we've maintained the same great water and ice capabilities, but we've just put them on the inside of the refrigerator. So the inside of the refrigerator has all the same features that our external dispense models have. It has the dramatic light wall in the back, the gray interior, and then what we've done is we've put an autofill pitcher here, which automatically fills whenever you put it in the port, so you always have cold filtered water. And it has two ways to dispense the water. You can either pull it out and take it to the table and pour a glass of water, or if you're coming up and you just want a single glass of water, you can use the spigot here to just pour a single glass of water without having to take it. And then for the ice, we have an ice maker in the freezer, still the same convertible drawer features with range of temperatures from soft freeze to a regular refrigeration.
You could use that for hors d'oeuvres, like if you set up your charcuterie.
Sure.
Right? You just put
can
it in
spread
there.
that out and put a large
nice.
platter or tray in there. Or if you want to separate out cans of beverages or something like that, you can bring it in.
You get
Sure.
a very nice, equal amount of light around the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like we find ourselves digging for stuff in there.
Yeah.
And especially like I was looking at my fridge, I made some leg of lamb, and I was looking for the mint jelly, and it was kind of buried in the back, and the lighting just on a regular fridge is maybe not nowhere near as nice as this.
Yeah, so we put a lot of time into the lighting package here. The back wall is a very unique feature in our refrigerators, but then we still have some of the lighting from above and from the sides.
So you have the trays lit up too. That's neat.
Right.
Yeah, very nice.
This one has a unique humidity control system that helps to preserve the produce for longer. Most people in this country expect the refrigerator to last a long time, and we design them to make sure that they do.
Beautiful. You have a great product. Thank you very much for walking us through it, Dave.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Bye.
So this one is really great for boiling. So you can
getting water, like getting pasta
getting it heated up as quickly as possible. It's also very responsive, so it's very good for chocolates and sauces and things like that.
Wow.
And then you can see the grates are integrated, so if you're doing wok cooking, it's nice
I see that
as well.
Yeah, there's a little taper.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We have an integrated griddle right here, and you can dial it into, we have temperature sensors underneath, you can dial it into whatever temperature you like.
Pretty cool.
We are constantly coming out with new features on this product as well. This has air fry already integrated,
Nice.
but we're coming out with new features all the time. So this again is the matte black finish with a flat black handle kit. Again, matches the Kohler designs.
Yep.
You can open it with either side. There's a chain that goes around that connects the two, so you can open it with either hand. It's great for shorter folks, ADA restricted, elderly people.
100%,
Just
because
in
they're
terms
counter
of
height.
accessibility.
Yeah.
If you think about a normal oven that would come down from here, you'd have to go over the top of that door. This is nice for accessibility. We also have roller racks on both the top and bottom. Convection on both the top and bottom with air fry. It's a touchscreen. It's all Wi-Fi connected, so you can heat it on your way home on your app. You can set it to whatever you want. We come up with a screen that says, air fry now available. Do you want to download? And so you just hit that, and then you have air fry. And we're coming out on a regular basis with these free new features. For Thanksgiving this year, we had a turkey mode. When you do cook it, you have 25 people in your house. It's a high pressure situation.
That's right.
Now, set it and forget it. It cooks it till it's done. When it's done, instead of the beep at the end, it has a gobble gobble sound. So just trying to play and have fun with it and do some new things with the ovens. Dishwasher down here has 90 jets on this one. Multiple rack, all different accessories here on the side. You can put the rack in multiple locations. You can also, what's unique about this, you can wash the top or the bottom, so you don't have to fully fill it. It has 2 convection fans, so you can just take it right out and use it. Use your glassware or whatever it is. So it's heated with the 2 fans. And then we have the French door refrigerator over there. You can put any size cup here, and it will fill it up to the top of the glass, and then it will shut it off. So you can just put a glass there, walk away, and it will fill it up. LCD in the back, a flexible temperature zone. So this can be used as a refrigerator, it can be a freezer, it can be a wine cooler. Glass sliders in here, so you can customize it to however you'd like it. And then on the bottom, has multiple different drawers. We have this in stainless. We also have it in the matte white that you'll see on the other side, and then the matte black.
That matte white is really nice.
Yeah, it's very
It
popular
almost
color.
looks like an enameled sink. All of these pulls are customizable.
Yep, all the
with
handles and
color.
knobs that you see here are customizable.
Well, thank you for walking us through. Really appreciate the walkthrough. Wendy looks at these with our customers. It's really nice to see the customization that's available.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So this is a closer look at the range with the white matte finish and the gold brass handles. And you can see here, it does have one that's on the retractable, easy to glide. And then you've got 2 also adjustable shelves in here as well. They did mix it with the stainless steel, so if you do have other appliances that are in stainless, you can still mix this together, and then it has the easy to clean enamel inside the range.
This is that high BTU, so this is 10,000 BTUs, but it actually functions like a 20,000 BTUs, what the rep was saying. And it's got like these little dimples to create like for the bottom of a bowl, like you're gonna do a wok. Pretty cool.
It also has continuous grates, so you can move your pots
and you notice
and pans
the gold
easily.
is in a big way across the board.
Seeing it all over the show.
Really nice unit, really nice unit. Not bad for frying eggs. So guys, we're still here at the cafe booth by GE, and want to have a quick little talk about what we just saw and the current market conditions and why it's important that you really consider a few different brands. Consider GE Cafe as a potential brand. Now, we don't sell appliances, we don't get a commission out of it, anything like that, but it is a component for getting your kitchen done. So if you can't get your appliances delivered, we can't get you wrapped up and final. Let's talk a little bit about one of our customers that's in design phase right now, and they're considering their appliances.
Yes, so we had a client who has another home in another state, and she was very happy with her Wolf appliances and her Bosch dishwasher. She wanted an 18-inch wide dishwasher instead of the typical 24-inch. She looked at those Wolf, and they had such long lead times that she ended up selecting the Cafe. Because they are made, a lot of them made here locally, she was able to get that a lot quicker, and they do make also an 18-inch dishwasher that has comparable quality. A lot of times people will ask me, when can we start your kitchen? Usually we can start fairly quickly after the design phase, but if we're waiting 8 months for your appliances, we don't want to tear up your kitchen and have you without appliances for that long, so it delays the start of your
That would be a
project.
problem. I gotta tell you that I was very impressed with for how much you get for the money, right? So kind of walk us through what's customizable about it and what's kind of special about this line.
GE Cafe is one of GE's a little bit higher level because you have the customization. I think that price-wise, they fit very nicely, and they replace Thermador, which I feel is similar in quality, but their pricing is very high.
One of the really impressive things with the refrigerator that we just saw is the lighting, the configuration of the storage on the fridge and also in the freezer.
Yes.
And it offered a secondary climate control tray for the fridge.
If you're having a party and you needed extra refrigerator space, you can change it over if you want to chill your wine bottles before a party.
You
need
gotta have a
little more freezer
DiGiorno.
space.
Everybody has a backup DiGiorno in the freezer.
No.
A backup DiGiorno.
I have a
just to
pizza
get-
oven. The other thing that they offer that some of the others don't are the over-the-hood microwave that has the built-in convection. So you can, if you only have a range and you only have one oven, you can use that to cook convection and not, it doubles as a microwave or a convection oven, which a lot of people want that extra oven.
Absolutely, it's a totally cool feature. Gets good functionality. Also, the fact that it's integrated with your smart device, it'll
Yes.
warn you when you're there. There's the probes that you put basically it's a meat thermometer, smart meat thermometer that goes into whatever it is you're cooking. Pretty cool, innovative stuff, and they're aesthetically very nice looking
Yes.
units. So Wendy, who do you think the ideal buyer for the cafe line would be of the customers that we've come
I
across?
think that if you are someone who was looking at Wolf or Thermador, but you want to get a better price, but still keep that those different choices, and I think this is a great product for you. So take a look at it.
Cool. From the cafe booth, we're moving on to another part of the show, and we're looking for innovative new products to share with you. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, we're here with Jeff from Miele at the KBIS show, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about my favorite dishwasher on the market.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. So today what we're going to show is a series of dishwashers within Miele's lineup called Knock to Open. Now, Knock to Open has to do with a motorized armature that when you tap on the door, it will simply open the door. Now, this particular armature is also used during the drying process because one of the biggest complaints with dishwashers is that they are oftentimes left damp, almost like a sauna. Most of our dishwashers are equipped with a process called auto open dry. It works exactly the same way as the knock to open does. The difference is that at the end of the drying cycle, the machine will go through all of its condensation dry process, but then open the door just like this. And as a result of that, the remaining warm air will then get drawn out. So warm air goes out, cold air falls in. That creates a commercial flash dry. And as a result of that, even plastics get dry, but they are never in damage of being melted or altered by heat. Now, in addition to that, when we come over here to another knock to open model, we offer different versions that also have a new feature called auto dose. Now, this is the world's first and only patented automatic dosing system. It uses something called a power disc. Now, the nice thing about the power disc is that you do not pierce this, peel this, or open this. You simply, this simply comes for the display, but you would put this in here like this, close the door shut, it then pierces it, and it will turn that around, and it will keep turning that, and inside there's a granulization, okay? So the granulization is the detergent. This you never touch, okay? Once you put this in the machine, it will self-dose, and it doses itself based on the program you pick, say pots and pans, and then it measures the size of the load and the soil level of the load, which tells it how much of this to give out per load. So it's fully automatic. So one load you may get a little bit, one mode you may get a lot more based on the load size and soil level, but also the program that you pick. One of these is going to last about a month. The granulation stays, it will never clog. One of the reasons we were able to get the world's only patent on this process was that this will never clog.
That's interesting. I have a washing machine that does the auto dose, and I love it because you can quickly put it in, start it up.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about it. So I love that they're doing that for dishwashers.
Some other things you might find interesting is that when you look at our racking system, it's made to be, the word would be flexible. Now you got to remember, Miele invented the cutlery tray. This is our new 3D cutlery tray. This size right here has this handle. Whenever you see that color on a Miele product, it means handle, touch, move. So here, this part goes up, so it has two heights, and then this side will go over, so that if I have a champagne flute, it'll come up through there. I can actually have it come up through there. The middle rack itself adjusts on either side with a trigger and a trigger, so I can turn that up or turn it down. So if I have tall plates there, I can keep this side up, keep this side down, tall glasses here, shorter glasses there, tall plates there. So it's very versatile. More than 90% of the parts in our dishwashers can be recycled, which is, nobody else can do that. Also, we use the highest grade steel. We use plastics that are ABS based so they don't off-gas. We only run one arm at a time. It's called single spray arm alternation. This allows us to get full power but use very, very little water. So I have to say one of my favorite comments from clients that I've worked with over the years is I didn't know what clean was until, I had no idea my spoons could look new again. Those are great comments.
This power disc, do you have to put any liquid in there?
This right here is rinse aid.
Right.
There's no rinse aid in here.
Okay.
There are surfactants, which do help soften the water, but rinse aid you really still need, because when you're trying to use as little power as possible, you have to change the nature of water. So you have to make water wetter. To do that, you make it thinner. To do that, you add rinse aid. So you've still got to use rinse aid, or you're still going to have some remaining moisture. So always use rinse aid.
Okay.
The other thing is you'll notice that there's also a detergent dispenser. Why would there be a detergent dispenser if you've got auto-dose?
In case you run out of that and you need some.
Or you just don't want to use it. If there's anything consumers want, it's choice.
Yes.
So you can go back and forth. You can use anything you want anytime you want.
I noticed that.
But to help you learn, we ship it with one in it. Okay? But then we give you a card, and if you register your serial number online, then we'll send you 6 more free.
Well, that's fabulous.
So since one of these is a month, you'll basically get 7 months
without having to buy
worth of auto-dose detergent free. That way you can learn at your own pace. It's just that convenient, and it works. It works, and it will never clog. That's easily the biggest problem.
Especially if you have kids, I always tell my kids, well, when you're done putting the dishes in, put the soap in so that you can just set it.
Yeah, but
to
only put
delay.
this much.
Yeah.
Only do a teaspoon. Only do a table. Well,
So-
why worry about that? You
So
don't
does
have
this also have delay start as
Oh,
well?
heavens.
Tell them about that.
So that's a great question because most dishwashers have a delay start. We know how simple that is, right? You simply say, I want you to start at 7 o'clock, and it does. That's called working around the clock. With AutoDose, you can work around the calendar. So in other words, I can go on to my app, my tablet, whatever, and I can tell the machine that I'm going to use the power disk, which by the way you can turn on and off, but I'm going to use the power disk, and I want you to run the normal cycle every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Fridays, I want you to run, say, light wash at 10 p.m., but we're going to run the pots and pans cycle Saturday evening
Wow.
at 9 o'clock, but Sunday we're going to do China Crystal at 3. Okay, so you can, and since the machine's already got what it needs, all you do is put your stuff in there,
And close the door.
close the door,
That's revolutionary.
and you never touch a grain of detergent.
What I love about this is that you get somewhere, you go, darn it, I forgot to start the dishwasher, and you're having company for
Yep,
dinner,
yep.
or your dishwasher was full. So now you come home for dinner and your dishes aren't clean. So now you can start this from anywhere. You've already got the soap's in there. You just
Even
need to
if you've
tell it to
already
do
got it set to start at 7 and you realize, no, I want to start earlier, just go to your phone, click,
Yep.
start now.
Love the app. Well, thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Jeff,
Thank you
for
all.
your time. This is amazing. And check out the Miele dishwasher, everybody. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Here's a close-up of the coffee maker here where you can remove this, put your milk in there, and then it fits back in. You pick what you want here, put your cup here. One of my favorite things, the steam Combi-Oven. And Miele is one of the few companies that's still doing a 24-inch wide if you have a smaller kitchen. So what's nice is they still do the 24-inch wide, and it has different trays that you can put things in depending on what you're making.
All of the interior racks, rails, and runners are glass infused, meant to self-clean up to 1,000 times to preserve the lifetime of the oven. The interior of the oven is made from a material by the name of anthracite porcelain, which is very hardy. The glass is triple coated for resistance, so if a child walks up to it, they're not going to burn
great.
themselves. Steam ovens, best in class, lift panel for the fresh water. They come in plumbed and non-plumbed models.
So if you don't want to plumb it, you can get the model that doesn't need to be plumbed and you add the water to it.
Exactly. Great for vegetables, steaming, vegan options. That's what I am. Love it. Reinvigorates the food. It's also a healthier way to cook. You can bake a turkey. You can use the regular operating modes. Within the operating modes, you have convection rate, you have surround. And what's awesome is the icons will actually show you where the heating element's coming from. So if, let's say, you don't want to steam, you could actually come in here and you could bake, or you could do like a maxi broil. So, it gives you the variety.
This is also great for people who like to make artisan bread because you need a little bit of steam in there when you do artisan bread.
With the steaming function is you can choose the percentage of steam that you would like. So if it's fish, whether it's bread, pizza, you can essentially choose how much steam you want. We have a 24 and now we have a 30-inch.
Yes.
Right. And then our coffee systems are best in class. You can make over 26 different varieties of drinks. You can say how much coffee you want, the intensity of it. You can actually set a timer where it'll brew itself.
Well, thank you so
Take a
much,
look
Ryan,
around.
for your help and giving
Enjoy.
us a little more information.
And maybe I'll see you guys in Torrance
Definitely.
sometime. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're here at the Miele booth, and Wendy's going to kind of walk us through who the typical buyer of a Miele appliance would be and what are some of the features that they're known for.
One thing that they have that a lot of companies don't have is they have a plumbed steam oven. So for those people like myself who don't like things reheated in the microwave because it makes your meat taste funny, you can refresh your food in the steam oven. You can also make pasta in it, make your rice in there, steam your vegetables. It's a great product for healthy cooking. Another very popular item that they have is the cappuccino coffee maker that's built right into the wall. You want to just come up and make your 1 cup of coffee. It also steams the milk.
I do love that. It's a nice unit.
They also arguably have one of the best dishwashers on the market. You can just scrape your food off, stick it in there, start it up, and it comes out clean. It's got the garbage disposal all built in.
The refrigerators are very large. You can get a 36 freezer and a 36 refrigerator, together.
Yes.
You got 6 feet of freezer and fridge.
So they have the columns, so you can mix and match your refrigerator, your freezer, and your wine fridges, and do any different configuration that you want. That's another great option they have for the built-ins if you want to do built-in.